Look at this. I'm on air. And I've been left alone to play with this good gentleman's lock lab because we're here this week. We're doing a 2-day basic and intermediate mortise course. And I'm in here with Andy Perrin. And he's left me in his lock lab to have a play. And what I found was this lock here. And I've never seen one of these before, so every day is a learning day. This is a 3-lever Strongbolt. And I had no idea there was such a thing out there. When you look at the lock, you can see it has the very distinctive Strongbolt bolt shape with the chamfered top and bottom. And yeah, I looked at this and I was slightly confused at first because it's still the same sort of matte powder coat on the lock case there. And I looked and I thought, oh, where's the curtain? And well, there isn't a curtain in there. It's a non-curtained mortise deadlock that looks like a Strongbolt. And actually, this is the 3-lever version, the J2103, I believe, the 3-lever version of the Strongbolt. And here's the key. And as you can see, the bitting isn't exactly amazing. We've effectively got what looks like 3 high lift levers. And I'm going to just pop that key in there and turn. You can see Andy's cut a nice hole here in his training lock so we can see what's going on. The key's turned, the levers are lifting up, and the bolt is being thrown. Let's have a little bit of a further investigation as to what's going on inside this lock. One of the things that, other things that you'll notice is the bolt throw on there is nowhere near the 20mm that you get on the actual British Standard version. So, but it doesn't need to have obviously it's never going to be a British Standard lock, so it doesn't need all of that bolt throw. But let's take the cap off and have a look inside. And what you can see are these 3 levers. They look very much like Strongbolt levers until you look at them closer up. And you can see that there's no anti-pick on these levers. So they are plain fences on there. But also, because this bolt has not thrown out as far as the British Standard lock, you can see that they've actually cut a little bit more into the lever here. And almost created a pocket at the front there. And of course, there's a pocket at the back for when the lock is being picked. Now, the gates are quite tight, so they're quite a decent tolerance on there. That's not a big mushy sort of usual 3-lever type of affair. So there's our 3 levers, and if we have a look at the bolt, the case is the same width as you would have 5 levers. So to compensate for the fact there's 2 levers missing, you can see that we've got this really thick giant bolt there. And when we add the 3 levers to it, we then end up with the width that you would normally expect to see on a 5-lever lock. So basically, they've added extra metal to this bolt, making it a really heavy and chunky item to be able to only put 3 levers in there. The cost of this must be, to make this, must be the same as, if not more than, the 5-lever version. And then when we look at this bolt itself, you can see the bolt stump is only 3 levers deep, and there is no anti-pick notch on there. Again, it's unusual to see a lock that looks like a Strongbolt without anti-pick. There isn't a curtain and bolt thrower, a barrel and curtain in the bottom here to throw the bolts. You can see that the key will just literally index into that into the bolt there and throw the bolts with the key, and not with a barrel and curtain. So yeah, I've never seen one of these before. It's really amusing. So let's pop this lever set back in. There's your 1, there's your 2. Now they've both got a 1 stamped on them, and a 1 lever height is going to be a high lift. And as you can see, they are literally all the way up to the wire there. That's not going to be particularly difficult to pick. And then we've got a 3 height, which obviously is not as high a lift. But again, if you have a look at this one, you can see that that just basically lifts up until it hits the bolt stump. So picking this is going to be a case of putting tension on the front of those locks, front of those levers there, and then just lifting them up. You don't even need to be accurate about it. You're just going to lift them up until they hit that stop, and then the lock should spring open. Let's put the cap back on. There's 3 retaining screws on here. They look like they're in the same position as you would normally find the retaining screws. So they have literally taken a Strongbolt and adapted it so that it only has 3 levers in there. So here we go. Let's just do, that's one. Let's do the next screw. There we go. Did I put the last one in there? We probably don't need it, but we're going to pop it in there anyway. There we go. Okay, let's do this vise up nice and tight. And what I'm going to use to pick this, I know we can see the levers, but hey, that adds to the fun. I'm going to use this RB Medical 2-in-1 pick. You can see that we've got quite a thick element to it there, which is the bolt thrower, or goes into the bolt and obviously throws it. And then we've actually got the picking arm there. So this arm here will do the tensioning, and this arm here will do the picking. So let's just pop that into the lock there. And if I turn that round, I should, there we go. That's now picked up the bolt. And if I pull the bolt out, you can see that I'm now able to tension that and pull that bolt into the lever pack. So I'm going to apply a moderate tension to that, and then I'm going to put the picking tip in. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll lift these levers up and see which of them is binding. So there's lever 3 at the back there. I've lifted that all the way up until it stops. And as you saw, that's all you need to do to pick this, is lift them all the way up until they stop. So there's the second one. The third lever has dropped again. Let's put that back up. Let's pick the front lever, which is really heavily bound. There we go, up it goes. That's picked. Go back to the third. Go back to the second. The bolt has jumped a little bit and it's now balanced on a knife edge. So there's 2, there's 1, so it's going to be balanced on 3, and there we go. Just touch 3 there, and we've got the lock open. And then obviously we can throw that bolt all the way around. If we take out the picking tip, and then if we take out the tension, there we go. We've now just picked that lock. Yeah, so I just thought, having never seen one of these before, I'd share it. There we go. It's a 3-lever Strongbolt. What do you know?